Sample number 3 is a straight stitch with 3/4 inch seam allowance and a turn and stitch finish. I'm beginning with my 2 pieces and I'm overlocking 3 edges. One edge I will leave raw for the stitching. With my 2 pieces of fabric together and my raw edge ready to stitch, I'm going to place my pieces under the needle plate and I'm going to find my 3/4 inch seam allowance. Remember, 3/4 inches, you're going to go to the line to the left of the number. I'm going to stitch 3/4 inches and I'm going to lock at both ends. Once my stitching is done, I'm going to come over to my ironing board. I'm going to open my seam and I'm going to press it flat. Now that I have my flat seam, I'm going to turn and stitch. I'm going to take my seam allowance and I'm going to fold it underneath my seam so that I have a clean folded edge there. I'm going to fold it 1/4 inch. If I flip it so that it's on its own there, you can press down that seam. So press your seam allowance down 1/4 inch right across to the wrong side. Do the same for the other. Now you can see it's folded and it's really clean. Now I'm going to stitch this folded edge only through the seam allowance. I'm going to line it up on the edge of my presser foot and I'm going to lock my stitch at both ends and stitch both sides down, only through the seam allowance. Lastly, I'm going to press this flat, and now you have your finished sample. You can lift your seam allowance on either side to see. So you want to make sure you don't go through the body of the fabric. You just want to stitch your seam allowance together. And there you have it.